with you. Well, if you think about the whole psychic phenomenon and the skill set and what we're doing and how people are awakening and learning their own power within, and they're multi-sensory, being itself, and I think psychic skills are just a tip of what that experience could be like when you're in that force, if you will.
Just a tip. Yeah.
Yeah, because think of you look at telekinesis. You look at all these other astro travel, all these different experiences you could have when you're tapping into that much moreness than we actually think we are, limited by our five senses. And I just really wish people would kind of explore that. So many people are just scared of it. And one of the purposes that we do here on Psychic Soup, which is, and of course our star, Beth Peters here.
Thank you.
She's a local psychic. And tell us where your office is real quick before we get too far into it.
In Buckhead, in Atlanta.
Okay.
Right off of East Andrews Drive, the old area of Buckhead.
And people want readings from you, what can they do?
They can contact me at bethpeterspsychicmedium.com. Or you can go to my website, which is www.bethpeterspsychicmedium.com. Just send me a message. I also have a Facebook business page, bethpeterspsychicmedium.com.
Excellent. All right. So today we have a very special treat for you all. And we have a padawan psychic on the line. She's calling in from, I think Illinois or somewhere up north. She'll tell us here. Yeah. And she, her name is Jessica Farley, and she is been dabbling in the psychic phenomenon for a little while and developing her own skills and have some experiences she's going to share with us in a minute. So we, and part of the Psychic Soup really is having multiple psychics on at one time and also assisting and showing people how they could develop their own skill set from within and moving forward in that area. And of course, Beth is going to be our mentor here, and today Jessica's going to be calling. Jessica, where are you calling in from today?
Hiawassee, Iowa.
Iowa. Okay, great. Before we do actually move into this, and we're going to learn all about Jessica as well, let me mention a few things. God, we got so much coming up here, Jesse. I don't even know where to start.
What we do?
Next week we start our first TV show series. Beth, you're going to be on one of the episodes.
Yes, Thursday on the 14th.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. And
so we're kind of getting our preliminary work done in 30 minutes. We're going to be on public access TV, which is going to be seen all around the country in different pockets that reach over, I think, 1.6 million people.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. If you're not out of the closet, you are now.
And also we are going on 99.1 live FM. I don't think it is live. At least on our end, it will be live. Mm-hmm. And so 99.1 FM, which is local here in Georgia, different areas, and around the country, different places. So we're, as they say on the Jeffersons, we're moving on up.
We are moving on up. That's awesome.
Isn't that great?
East side.
East side, right? So if you want to move on up with us, get on unitedintentions.org, our site, and you can become a free member and get involved in our community. It's a great community. We just there to support each other. We're experimenting with the power of intentions and creating and tracking, manifesting what we want in our life. And we're having our friends and our new friends help us manifest those intentions together. This is an energetic thing. This is science, really.
It's teamwork.
It is teamwork.
Yeah,
and people have to realize, if you're a big Game of Thrones watcher, then you realize the lone wolf dies in the winter and the pack survives. All right.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
We're creating our pack here.
We definitely are. And, it's funny because I just had a friend yesterday. I was in Nashville, and she asked me, what is your mission statement on your business card? And I said, well, I channeled it. It just came to me one night, and it was given to me by Spirit. And it's awakening souls is the responsibility of those who have already begun to awaken. And that's our mission. And, this is a prime example of Jessica's right here because she's wanting to dabble and kind of get into this. And we have this unique opportunity to coach her online and work with her. And I just love the fact, it's almost like growing an army.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, another one's awake. Another one's awake. Yes, let's do it.
And what's cool about the technology is like Jessica's, so she's in the big screen here. She's actually sitting with us.
Yeah, you're right here.
You're right here. So Jessica, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, why you're interested in this, and maybe a couple of psychic experiences you had so far.
I've been interested in this, I'd say, probably for about 6 years now. Really, really interested. I had an awakening back, like I said, about 6 years ago. Something just awoke. It's hard to explain. My ears popped. Things started coming to me. I started feeling more at ease instead of worry about everything and being depressed and being upset and just all the things that go with regular life on a daily basis, I started to actually listen to what people had to say and open myself up to giving up all that, frustration, and go with how, I should be feeling. And that's, giving it up, to the universe and letting it go, and knowing that, the universe is always going to, supply what I need emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, all that stuff. All the worries I had, they just seem to drop away, to say. And so much has happened to me in just the past 4 years. It's amazing. And I'm very thankful that I had, the opportunity to find out that, this is something that I know I should be doing, and I'd say for, something that happened just recently, I did a reading for one of my friends. I do angel cards. And also when I do angel cards, I pull past, recent past, present, and, future, what's going to happen in the near future. And then an ask card just on the side, just in case, there's a little bit extra that I need to know. And then I write from there. And I just go and I write and write and write until, my guides tell me that's enough. They kind of just,
Beautiful. Do you know what,
goodbye.
do you know what that writing is called? Do you know the name of that? I was going to tell you
No.
if you didn't.
Oh.
It's called automatic writing. So it's downloads from your spirit. It's in channel. And so what they're doing is downloading the messages to you. So your outlet is your hand. That's what you're comfortable with. And it's good that you found what you're comfortable with. So the automatic writing is really, it's almost like, because don't you look at it sometimes and go, I didn't even realize I wrote that. It just comes out. Yeah. That's called automatic writing. So that's exactly what you're doing. It's exactly what I would be doing when I'm doing a reading out loud, but I'm just doing it this way, and you're doing it with the hand and then reading it and showing it. So it's the same thing. It's just that's the way your brain is getting the information, which is really beautiful.
So, a real quick question before we start going a little deeper into this and having a person come in and we do a reading. So, is that more labor intensive? Is there time, say she wants to be able just to kind of think it and say it? Is that something that she could shoot for?
Oh, absolutely. You can't. Your capabilities are absolutely endless. And I tell people all the time, don't put yourself in the box. And I'll coach you right now. Don't just assume that's the only way you're going to read. Just because you found the one way just right now, because you're new, that you're comfortable. So right now you're comfortable with that. But always ask, hey, I'm open to reading any way that you want me to read. So you're not just clairvoyant. You're not just clairsentient. You just be open, because what you're going to do, and I'm doing it. I'm an example of that. Every day I learn something new. You never stop learning. You learn a different skill, a different way to deliver. So, and you may find that you have a client sitting in front of you that doesn't gel with cards or doesn't gel with writing. And so you're going to be protected, and Spirit's going to say to you, okay, you're going to do it this way. It's almost like an outer body experience. You don't even realize why you're doing it that way. So yeah, she can do it lots of ways.
All right, great. Well, do you have any pointers for her? Because we're going to you want to give her a first crack at our guests, and then.
I definitely do. Are you comfortable with that? Are you?
And then you could guide her through that process.
Sure.
You don't have to wait, and
Sure.
but if you I don't know how you guys would organize that.
Oh,
but
we'll do it.
You'll figure it out, right?
We'll figure it out.
This is above my pay grade, Jesse.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. That's awesome. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm excited.
All right.
let's get 'em in.
Jennifer, as she's listening, bring in our first guest. I think bring them on in as they come in. As we're waiting for them to come in, why is this important to you? Why do you want to develop this?
I want to help people. I feel like I've always been, ever since I was a little girl, I've been here to help people. They come, I've always been the one to, what should I do about this? What should I do about that? And I was always the one to try to guide my friends and stuff. So it's really important to me to help people.
Well, that's good. And when did you discover this? Like, how young were you realize you had this kind of unique aspect?
I think I've always known it. As soon as I started, and this sounds kind of weird, but I was able to see spirits as a little kid, and shadow people, and people would talk to me and stuff like that. And it sounds weird.
It's not weird. It's normal. Not weird.
Well, I don't really talk to very many people that are on my, or were I'm at. So it's
What's funny is honestly, Tim, if we all just opened up about this, we'd probably discover 98% of our population had that experience, just nobody talks about it.
The invisible friend
Right,
phenomenon.
exactly.
Well, it's amazing how children are so much closer to spirit, and the first thing that we do in our society is say, "Oh, God, don't go there," and we shame them, and we ignore them, and we deny the belief in it, and so it just kind of over time fades away, and they get lost into this three-dimensional world, and we lose that connection to that other dimension.
I think the
other
movie
spirit.
Sybil changed everything for all of us.
I thought it was The Exorcism.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it sure put a tainted stain on people who have the skill set, right?
Absolutely.
But there's some new movies coming out that are showing a little bit different. But I'd say majority of them are very demonic based, very sphere based, and it pushes people away from even sitting in a room live on air talking about this. But apparently we have another demon here. Hello, Jen. How are you?
Hey, thanks
She
for
looks
having me.
harmless.
And what's nice about all this too is this is all just kind of on the fly here. Beth just met Jessica this morning on Skype. She has no idea who she's sitting next to today, and she has no idea what I have in store for her as well. I like to test Beth and put her into the
My healthy Skype, my healthy skeptic.
Test us as well. I get a
Right.
text at like 9 o'clock. Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?
Oh, that's great.
So I could tell if she's telling the truth or not.
Thanks.
But anyway, so you why don't you walk Jessica through what she needs to get prepared for this, and because I don't know if she's ever even done a reading from far away. I mean, usually it's probably right in front of you, right?
Well, she is right in front of us. So, Jessica, how do you feel about the fact that she's sitting here and you're there? You good with that?
yeah, I already pulled her cards.
Yay. Okay. So, did you have a particular question, or did you just want to see what was?
Yeah, I guess just see.
Okay.
I'm open to anything.
You guys speaking to the
Oh
mic,
yeah,
speaking
speak
to the
right
mic.
here.
Oh.
So you're just open to what?
anything. Just
Okay, good.
Curious.
So this is fun because Jessica doesn't have any knowledge of anything. So she's doing probably, and I'm picking up what she's doing. She set her intentions to find a message for you that was for your highest good, like what you need to know right now. And oftentimes when you're sitting in front of a psychic and you don't have a question, that's exactly what happens. And you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize, well, yeah, I was thinking about that last night. Do you know what I'm saying? So we're going to let her try it. And I know that's exactly what she's doing. And she's already writing. She's already getting downloads of information. So Jessica, why don't you take her through what you did and also explain the cards? Because I don't work with cards, so I'd love the public to know how you work with the cards.
I actually use angel cards. I use a deck, something like this.
Okay.
And what I do is I try to focus on you, like on your face, and I try to, try to get a vibe about you. And I ask for just the messages to come through as well as I can possibly, interpret them. Like I said, I'm still new at this, so hopefully don't beat me. I'm going to do the best I can. And, but whatever comes through, whatever, I feel like, it's not really me. It's just whatever that they're giving me. So, that's what I do.
Right.
I don't know if that's a
All right.
good way to explain
Yeah.
it. It's
Shoot.
kind of, I'm nervous.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Don't be nervous. Breathe. Go ahead and go ahead and tell her what your first card is and what does that represent.
All right. I get for just recently in your, past history, just recent, that there was perfect timing for you to be working on things. You've been trying to get things accomplished and,
Be more specific. What is things? Push yourself. Push yourself. Ask yourself right now.
Finances. I see finances. I see for some reason a fiance. I see things that she has been trying to get accomplished on her own without having, other people help her. That's what comes through for me as far as in, just in a recently, like it's in the past, but you just went through going through these things.
Okay, so stop right there. Let's get her feedback real quick. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, recently I've kind of started into a new career path. So
Awesome.
getting those ducks in a row.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now we're hurrying, and the reason why we're hurrying, number one, time's sake for the show, but number two, when the channel is open, it's good to not nurse this, but to actually bang, 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 bang. And Jessica, you're listening to me, right? So you want to
Yes.
bang, 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 because your answers are going to come in fast, and I can tell she's still getting more answers. So now go to your next one.
Okay, energy work. I got that for you for right now. That you need to be focusing on your own energy and putting that out there for other people to see what you're about. I feel like that you've been putting yourself, you're scared to. You're kind of worried about what other people are going to think, and you're worried about things that you shouldn't be worried about, that you need to be focusing on you, loving yourself, activating things that will better serve you. So that's what's coming through is she needs to do work for herself.
Does this, Jessica, do you see this and related to what she just said about a career, getting started in her career?
Yes,
Okay.
I do. But I feel like she's kind of scared too.
Okay.
That's what's coming through for me.
Okay, stop. How does that resonate with you real quick?
Yeah, pretty on par.
Okay.
I definitely have difficulties putting myself out there.
Gotcha.
I like safe space.
Yes, gotcha.
Right here. We're just going to
So we need to move you out of your comfort zone.
That's what she loves to be on live
Yes,
radio,
right.
millions of people to listen
Okay.
into. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Nothing like being open. All right. So now, what does your last card represent, Jessica?
Signs. I see that you've been receiving, or you will be receiving, signs from heaven. You know, feathers, coins. You might see, which with me, I always see pennies. There's a certain thing about me with pennies, but they always seem to pop up in certain places I wouldn't expect. That's just a way for you to know that you're on the right path, that you're doing the right things. You're focusing on the right things. And just to keep up your energy, that's the main thing that I keep getting is you got to focus on your energy. And don't let people come in and bring that energy down where you can't bring yourself up to feeling like you can do this for yourself. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. But what I'm getting is just keep going and don't let anything get in your way of accomplishing what you're out for. And you're going to do fine with your finances and your job.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now that's just wonderful. And now you got that piece. Now, could you add on to what you're picking up for her, and then kind of later on when we're
Yeah.
done here, we could go on. We could kind of compare the two and see.
Well, I think Jessica did a great job. I think she was really good at reading her things. So real quick, the only thing that I would encourage you with, Jessica, is just to push yourself more in detaels. So,
Okay.
things like really stop. Like what I do is when I'm getting a message and I'm hearing she needs to, work, she's working on some things. So then I see, okay, she's working on things. And I'm asking up here, okay, what things is she working on? So, because what you're doing is you've got to be more specific for your person so she can really connect exactly with what you're saying. And so she's got the general, she's feeling, you're on point with general, but she's just missing more specifics. Do you know what I'm saying? So just push yourself. If you don't know the answer, go back and ask again. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the only thing I want to put on the tail end is when she said signs, that really resonated with me, and the fact that I see that you'll see signs and synchronicities, but then you'll brush them away. Like, oh, that was just a coincidence. I didn't really see that. No, that didn't really happen. I just made that up. The other thing that I see is that you kind of let too many people in your circle, and you need to be careful about how many people you talk about your new ideas to. Because what happens is when you have got ideas about something you want to do, we have a tendency to want to tell everybody. Yes, it is part of manifestation, but at the same time, we have to use discretion. So you need to use that gut intuition that tells you, is it okay for me to talk about this to this person? Because listen for that red flag. And if it doesn't feel right to talk about it to that person, don't. You need to keep it sacred, because what happens is, even if, let's say you told me, and I'm thinking your idea is crazy. No, I don't really. But I was thinking that, I might look at you in the face and go, oh, great idea. But at the same time, I'm sending you negative energy. And since we're all energy, you're going to be picking up on that energy, whether you realize it or not. So keep your ideas sacred until you really got them concrete and you know exactly who you can share those ideas with. Does that resonate with you? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, you got, okay. And do you have any specifics that back that up that you can share without naming names?
Yeah, I mean, no names. The only thing I can say that comes to that, not in career path, but a different
A different situation?
situation that's occurring, is my daughter's a very lively child,
Right.
to say the least, as Tim knows. And she has been wanting to put together a little organization. And so it's, as a mother, I feel the need to help her manifest those wishes and dreams. And so I definitely have been a proud mom, so I share that with a lot of people. So like you said, maybe keeping it more sacred.
Good, that's good.
Do you have any specific questions now that you had a little time that you may be kind of burning on, that you really kind of want to get a little insight?
Children,
Okay,
maybe.
children.
So we have two lovely little blessings. We started with, well, I started, I should say, the hope of 5.
Yeah,
We compromised on 3.
I was going to say I see 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now,
definitely 3.
we did have a,
Hold on real quick. Jessica, were you tuning in on that at all? Did you see another?
Yeah.
Okay, what
Yeah.
did you get?
I see. It's only love. She has so much love for her kids. It's just unreal, and she looks past all the errors. She looks past all the different things, and she just loves to focus on her kids. That's what I get.
Okay,
But
and do you happen
I'm
to...
not writing either. I'm trying to
You're
do.
not writing?
I'm
Okay.
writing.
Well, I do see 3. Did you have another question about that?
well,
Yeah.
well, we had a miscarriage
Right.
with my first, so I didn't know if that would have counted as
No,
our
it
third,
does,
or
no, it doesn't count. Even though that child is always still with you, and we can actually, we won't probably have time right now, but we can actually contact the one that you lost.
Oh my
They
gosh.
always stay with you. So, and in that way, you may, for you, because you had the intuition of 5, you got that message, and in that way, that could be part of your 5, but as in 3 live babies is what I see.
wow.
Just so you know that, okay?
Poor Brent. We've been kind of juggling that. Do we? Don't we?
Yes.
Back and forth. So
And-
we're kind of like, if it happens, it happens.
Well, I was just about to say,
But-
I'm hearing that you need to go ahead and start.
It didn't. There's not. I don't have a sense of completion.
Right.
Like I feel like there's something still missing.
But you do.
Yeah.
And truthfully, I'm not going to tell you you can't have 5. I'm just saying this is what I see, and I have 5 children, so I can attest to 5 is amazing. But
Jeez.
I know, I love it.
God bless you.
I love it. But I'm hearing that 3 is just a more completeness for your family.
Okay.
So, and here's the cute thing. You have 3 kids, and you have 2 of you, which makes 5.
I never thought about
Right.
that.
And there's your complete
Yeah.
family.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's where the 5 kept coming
Yes,
from.
exactly. So do you see how you're in tune? You have intuition as well. So you picked up on that. But you can also talk to your spirit that passed away and ask the spirit to help bring their sibling through. Okay? You can do that. Talk to him. Really talk to him. And by the way, I see it as a boy. So that passed. So, but
That's
he's
what we
there.
were wanting.
Okay. All right. You got it. I'm sure that spirit's going to come through.
Now,
Wow.
you come back and tell us all about this when this
I
happens.
know, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be hearing about it.
I definitely see this little
Right.
boy.
Okay.
I for sure do.
Jen, thanks for
Well,
coming in.
thank
I hope you
you.
appreciate it. And
Thank you.
and Jessica, I think Jessica did a wonderful job, right?
She did. She did a
Right.
great
All right.
job. She did.
All right.
All right. Thank you so
you.
much.
Thanks, Jen. Okay, we'll bring in our next contest. We'll bring in our next contestant in a second here, but I want to ask a few questions.
I think we were supposed to be doing a commercial break. Are we
Oh my
not?
goodness, this is just too hot. I mean, come on. we really need to. We'll do a commercial break. Hold on, we'll do a commercial break. You sneak out there, and then we'll talk a couple minutes, and we'll bring in our next guest to be tandemed by the psychic mediums Jessica Farley and Beth Peters. We'll be right back, and we are here. We're back with Jessica Farley, our padawan in the making, and and Beth Peters, our house psychic here, who is
Thank you.
just phenomenal. I mean, together, it's almost like you are a natural educator as
Aw.
well as, I mean, there's really not much you can't do, right?
Oh, thank you. Well,
You know?
it's not me. It's done through there.
Hey, Mark, you come on in. You can have a seat over there. Jessica, while we're waiting to get set up here, do you pick up on like an extra energy having Beth here that with your power, with your psychic powers, are a little maybe more intense, or is it this kind of same experience? So do you pick up any extra energy having Beth here at all?
Yes, yes, but it's all wonderful. It's great, and it helps keep me active because this is, like I said, the first time I've ever done this like this.
Yeah.
So yes, it really, really is amazing, and it's helped.
Right. Well, she
Good.
she just froze a little bit. She'll be
Okay.
unfrozen here in a second.
You know, I was going to say, and
Yeah.
I don't know if the
Sorry.
I don't know if the viewers can see it, but from when we first started, Tim, did you notice, like, and it could be the sun, but I don't think it is, but like her aura around her head has gotten like almost this angelic glow around it, and I don't remember seeing that when she first started. I mean, we'll have to go back and look at the video, but
Beth, you're seeing things.
no, I don't think so.
No, actually,
look,
I
you see it?
I think I see a little bit of aura.
I mean, I could be seeing things.
No,
but,
no.
You know.
Doesn't make them they're not real,
Right.
No, I think I maybe do. I may see that too.
You know, what I love about you is
Yeah.
you're a healthy skeptic.
Yeah.
And to be honest, so am I.
Yeah.
I'm even a healthy skeptic with myself, healthy.
Yeah.
Like, because I swear every time I do a reading, I'm still shocked. I learn something new every day. So I love the fact that you are a skeptic, and it's okay because I don't even understand it. So I just think it's fun. So don't ever worry about, that. So
No, I
that's good.
appreciate that, and I love the fact that I'm like that too, because I love to learn, I love to be curious, but I also have that kind of that logical step by step process. And when I bring in something new and it makes sense to me, wow. you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of our purposes here. As we're awakening, one of the gifts that we were given was common sense and free will.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to act on those gut intuitions. If we were just walking around in this constant daze of knowing, I don't know how productive we could be,
Yeah, I'd be at a gambling casino playing blackjack or
Right?
something.
We would have won the lottery by now, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
All right,
So
so
we got Mark here?
we got Mark here, and before we get Mark, we get inside Mark's head here. God knows it's probably scary, but let's first. You want to give any more feedback to Jessica for this next reading, or I mean, you already gave some great stuff already.
Well, Mark, this is going to be my feedback, Jessica. Don't pull any cards yet. So what I want you to do is just engage with Mark for a second. And I noticed earlier you were saying that you connect with their face, okay? Well, when you're doing readings, you don't really need to connect with their face because what you're trying to connect with is the energy. And you're trying to connect up here, okay? So if you rely on the face, first of all, you won't ever be able to do phone readings because you can't see them. But second, I mean, you're cutting yourself off. But second of all, what I can sense from you is you're connecting at the heart chakra. And we had a guest on last week that does that. She's a feeling person, and that is okay. That's a way of doing it. But I have found that you can get a lot more information when you connect through channel this way. And it also protects your empathic side, and it protects your heart chakra. So where you really want to connect is through his spirit, through his channel, through his spiritual team. And then the other thing, you said one more thing. What else did you say? It was something else, and I wanted to say something about that. I can't remember. It'll come up, I guess, if it's supposed to. But before you pull a card, what I want you to do is just engage with him a second and then also ask him if he has a specific question first before you just pull cards in general for him, okay?
Okay. All right. Hi. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. This is so different. Oh my gosh. Do you have a specific question?
Not really.
Thanks, Mark.
Not really?
You
Mark,
failed.
Mark, thanks again.
Okay. yeah,
Great
I've
on
got-
cue.
I question everything. So
Well,
it's
that's
like-
good.
He's a scientist in his own right.
So now, wait, this is a good opportunity because I have clients that do this, okay, Jessica? So now this is
Okay.
your opportunity to connect with his spirit and think to yourself, okay, he doesn't have a question. By the way, he does. I can feel it. He just doesn't, he's got a few, and he doesn't know how to, I mean, I can really feel it. He's got some areas he's focusing on. He just doesn't know how to put it in a question. So now what I want you to do is I want you to connect with that and think, okay, what is he thinking? What does he really want to know today? What is for his highest good? And try to connect with that and then pull the cards.
Okay. All right. If you want, you can talk to him for a minute.
Okay. All
gonna
right.
be. I need it.
Mark,
Just-
what you like your shirt says make America grateful again.
Oh, I
Isn't
love
that great?
That's a great shirt.
Isn't that?
That's from the Grateful Dead, though.
Is it? Well, hey,
Yeah.
I don't care where it's from. It's
No,
a
it's-
great saying.
That was awesome.
The Grateful
Yeah.
Dead was well, yeah,
Yeah.
they had some good stuff.
Mark, you've been to one or two Grateful Dead concerts, perhaps in the past.
Not really.
Not
I've
really?
You're not a deadhead.
no, I am, but I never got to go to them. I saw Elvin Bishop, if you know
okay.
him. The Motown
Yeah,
groups.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Smokey and
Smokey
Oh,
Robinson.
yes.
Smokey
Yeah.
Robinson. Yeah.
Smokey
Smokey
Smooth.
Robinson, the Temptations,
Yeah,
the Four
yeah.
Top,
Can you
Oh
do
my
that spin?
goodness.
the Association. Let's see.
Wow.
And
Jessica,
Okay.
you ready?
You ready?
She's
Okay.
ready.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I'm getting some about releasing and surrendering. This is in your just
Whoops, she froze. Hold on.
that you've had to let some things go. That some things go with his arguments with his family. That's what I get arguments. He had some issues with some family members that he had to work through and release the anger and focus more on just being a family, not focusing on what they did wrong or what he did wrong, more just being a family. That's what I'm getting as far as in just recent.
Now ask him if you're on target and if that resonates before you move on.
Does that sound like what's been going on with you recently with yourself?
not recent.
Not
No,
recent.
no.
Okay.
Okay,
That's coming up as part
that's
of
okay. Stop. No, wait. Stop. It's okay.
Okay.
Say to yourself, it's not recent, but
Okay.
reach further. How was it really recent? Because I feel like you just said recent, and it really may not be recent. Do you see what I'm saying? I think you're assuming it's recent. Now ask,
Yes.
how long ago was that? Now you go up and ask to yourself.
All right.
Now, how long ago do you think it was?
3 years.
3 years? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, was it 3 years?
It's hard to answer because it was over a period of time,
Ongoing.
probably starting about 7 years ago.
Okay. Did you resolve it about 2 years ago? Did you come to a place of kind of a settling about 2 years ago? Because I got a 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. So do you see how I'm pushing you to go further with that? And do you see?
Yes, that
Okay.
helped.
And oh, it did help? Okay. So now I remember what it was that I was going to tell you. Part of readings, your job as a reader is not to interpret what you're getting. So I'm reading you at the exact same time that I'm reading him. So I'm working with both of you guys. And that's why I was saying I feel like he does have some stuff going on, but he just kind of doesn't know where to start. But what you were getting, I was reading that you assumed it was recently. And that's true,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So
Yeah.
you don't put yourself in this. You ask yourself to step aside when you're working with spirit. So you only deliver exactly what you're getting. And if you don't, because to the person that's sitting in front of you, it may not make sense to you, but it'll make sense to them.
Okay.
And so instead you would say, I'm seeing that you were resolving some family issues. And where the real beauty was in what you said was you could see that you saw that he just came to a place of just focusing on being family, just letting it go, basically settling it. You know what I'm saying? Not having to be right, that kind of stuff. He just agreed to disagree, pretty much. So that's where and it's not necessarily important for you to give him a time frame unless it's something that sticks out. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Because that's my problem right now. That was my big thing is doing time frames.
Right.
I will-
And it's not a problem. You'll learn. If you need to know of time frame, you'll be given that time frame by spirit. So it's not a problem. Okay?
Okay.
We
All
only
right.
we get what we're supposed to get. So
Okay.
don't assume that because you're not getting it that you were supposed to get it. It may not have been important. You see what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Mark, does that sound, I know we're teaching at the same time, I apologize, but how does that sound to you in what's going on just with this first card?
Yeah, I don't know what to say other than yeah.
It could be.
Yeah? Okay.
could be.
Well, he's more of a skeptic than me. you
Well,
know.
I love that.
I
It's
know,
like,
I know.
yeah, and so that and since he's a skeptic, and I do pick that up on him. This is why details are important. Okay, so you want to raise your bar and you want to push. The less you're involved in this reading, the better. You're really relying on this, okay? You're relying on this channel that goes up here. So don't interpret what you're getting, just give it, okay? So
Right.
what's your second card?
Blessings in disguise. That everything that has been appearing as a problem is actually part of the solution to what's going on.
Okay, so ask yourself what has happened recently that would give him an indicator of that, because right now that's too vague. Most of us experience that. Okay, so now you want to go up and ask what in particular happened just recently that would be a testimony to that.
Gosh, I'm so nervous and I'm not writing.
You know,
I-
it's
I'm s-
fine. It's fine. You may not need to write right now. Don't worry.
For some reason, I feel like he's blocking me. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm
he's not
like,
blocking you. You're doing it. You're
blocked.
blocking yourself.
So hard. It's so hard.
You know, it's not. Listen, don't break down. You're doing great. Okay, let me help you. Let me help you. He's not blocking you. You are. Breathe.
Okay.
Breathe. Just take some nice deep breath. Ask your spiritual team to help you. This is not you.
Anger.
Anger. Okay.
I get.
Okay.
He's angry about things that have been going on with whatever has been happening. I don't know details. I just keep getting anger and that the things that have been going on that with I keep getting family.
Okay.
That's what I keep getting, his family, and that there's been a lot of anger towards family members and stuff that has been an issue, and he's been working on it.
Okay, let me ask you this. Been working on it? Okay, do you feel like this was anger in the past, or do you think he's still angry?
Yeah, he's still got some, but it's not as strong as what it's been in the past, is what I get.
Okay, so ask Mark if that's on track.
Is it on track? I feel like I'm on
I
The
hate
Price
to
is Right.
say no.
No, that's okay. You
Yeah.
can say no. It's fine. She's learning.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Jessica, don't get discouraged because there are what you're getting, and I can feel you. You're pulling some things that are real things. The main thing is to get. It's hard to explain, but just to get maybe narrow that vision down a little bit and ask yourself, okay, I'm picking up on anger. Was there one specific thing that you think made him angry but ended up being a blessing in disguise? Because do you remember the first thing you said was a blessing in disguise?
Yes.
So can you think to yourself, ask in channel, what do I see that was a blessing in disguise that may have involved anger? Because you're relying on what you got first, that it was about family, and it's not about family. Because I already can tell it's not about family. You may have picked up on anger about something that he was mad about, but it ended up being a blessing in disguise. It's more simple.
Okay. I get with writing. I get a job.
A job.
A job, but that's pretty much what I'm getting. I don't know. Maybe it's just me getting flustered and I can't really.
No, you're not. You're good. You're good. Okay, Mark. You breathe. Let me take over for a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Was there a job that you didn't get at some point? It could have been a few years ago that you got angry about, but then it ended up being a blessing in disguise. We're helping her learn.
Okay. Yeah, blessing in disguise is that I'm now retired.
I figured that, but yes, okay.
But not really. I'm
Yes.
still looking for some work. But,
Some work.
I don't have to.
I got you covered. Don't worry.
Yeah. So do you resonate with anything that she may be picking up that's some old energy that maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm feeling like she's tapping in. She just doesn't really know how to direct it yet, if that makes sense.
No, well, everybody's got their whatever in the past.
Right,
You know,
right.
And about 7 years ago, I went through a spiritual journey in Peru, and a lot of stuff. came out.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And you released a lot, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
so
beautiful.
I'm surprised that she said I'm angry.
Well, it's funny. Deep down in our subconscious, sometimes we have a hard time letting some stuff go. But I can feel you, and I would agree. Your energy is extremely clear, and it is. So when we were looking back about 2 years ago, did something specific happen that really kind of sealed that deal? And you're like, okay, that came to full completion now?
Well, I was sick. And,
Okay.
And confused.
Gotcha. Isn't it amazing how many revelations we get when we're sick? So but for you, I definitely can feel that whole experience of releasing, and it actually feels very mystical and magical, almost like it blew your mind, and that you didn't really understand it, but all of a sudden you just felt like this humongous lift of bricks just taken off your chest. And I'm feeling your chest in particular, that your chest just loosened up. So it just became where you could just breathe easier, and you just became almost like free. You know what I'm saying? More you, if that makes sense. And oh my goodness, look at the card she pulled.
Release and
There
surrender.
you go. Release and surrender. So Jessica, tell us about this card.
This was, see, I get the cards, and maybe I'm just having problems out loud saying, saying
That's
what
okay.
I need to say. So I apologize.
No, you're good.
And
I'll
the
give you
other
another
card that I
chance.
had was
Mark will give you another chance.
forgive.
Opportunity-
But maybe this is an opportunity to forgive me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Don't be hard on yourself, sweetie. You're doing good.
So, Mark, do you have can you come up with one question you may come, even though you may not
Well,
believe
wait,
it? Go
wait.
ahead. Okay.
Let her finish telling about the
Sure.
surrender real
Okay.
quick, because that's important.
All
Hold
right.
on. Yeah, go ahead, Jessica. Do the card real quick.
That was actually that was going to be his thing that's going to be coming up is another release and surrender.
Another
So I
one.
don't-
Wow. Okay.
So
Do you have
it-
another trip to Peru coming up?
Not really,
Well, I don't-
but I always
I'm
think
not-
about it.
Do you? Okay. You never know then.
Yeah, but there's something. Yeah, I just feel something's developing, but I'm not quite sure what it is. But I feel it out there.
So you're probably right on task then, Jessica. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I just hope I can get the words out correctly and not worry so much about
Right.
what they're thinking, and if I'm doing it right, and all this stuff is coming into my head at the
Right.
same time I'm read.
Well, we're gonna be doing this more often with you, so you'll have plenty of times to practice this. All right.
Watch you grow.
Watch
That'll
it
be great.
and watch it grow. This will be great. Okay, do you have a specific question at all? Anything that you may want to know, even if you don't believe it to be true? Just 'cause I know.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
okay. I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have to guess? What,
No.
What do I need to do?
No, you don't. Go ahead
Tell
and
the
answer.
question?
Yeah, ask the question. It would be helpful.
I-
It would be helpful.
Okay. I
Especially
always-
for our newbie.
I always wanted.
No,
to,
you did hit.
I
that one,
always,
Beth.
I always wanted to write a book, and now I have time, but I just can't get
focused.
Okay.
can't get going, and I
Jessica-
don't know what. And it's the book would be like a stream of consciousness.
Yes.
And I don't know if that would ever sell, or I could do it.
Yes.
Or people would be interested.
Well, first of all, let me tell you that she just pulled. Hold it up again, Jessica. The card you just pulled while he was talking. Change in direction. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting with that actually is one of the situations is for you to be able to have that free flow of consciousness, you have to get out of your energy and out of your home space. So like I can actually see you on a boat and sailing somewhere on water. And then I'm seeing that consciousness on water, and that's where you're best able to get that writing. And I'm also hearing the recommendation for you to read Celestine Prophecy. Have you read that before?
I think so.
Okay, read it again. It's an oldie but a goodie, but I'm hearing it's going to give you inspiration, okay, for writing. And I'm hearing absolutely it will sell because your stream of consciousness is not really yours. So what you're going to do is when you can get in that free space and that free energy, especially on the water, it's really important that you're on the water, then you're going to hear what's being channeled. So, and it's going to be channeled into a book. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm also hearing the Dr. Wayne Dyer advice for you to create the actual book jacket and just put it in front of you all the time as a focal point. And so you're not just thinking about it, but you're actually putting action steps to it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hearing you need to go ahead and plan some water excursions and get on the water. And just have your journal right in front of you and start writing. Don't worry about what order you're going to put it in. Just start writing. You see what I'm saying? And yes, it will sell. It'll be amazing, actually.
Wow, you said water, man. I think you just perked up on that one.
Oh, really? Do you
He's a
do
big-
that?
He's a big water fan.
Oh, good.
Well, yeah, I've been sailing for years.
Oh, wow. Okay, good.
Yeah, and
So when you sail, how do you
Sicily,
feel?
islands
Yes.
off of Sicily,
And
Adriatic,
right now he's thinking
Caribbean.
that I said something to you about
No,
it. so, yeah.
gosh, no, gosh, no, no. And I'm feeling that you're really free on the boat. That you're yourself. Like you just feel like this is me with the world. This is, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like this is my home. This is my place. And it's funny because I see the international travel and I see like foreign waters. And then I also, believe it or not, I was kidding about Peru, but I see you going back. So, but I also see you finding a lot of different spiritual kind of oases. And this is really going to become your comfort zone, is seeking out these spiritual oases. That's why I said read Celestine Prophecy, because I think this is going to inspire you. And it's probably going to help you pull more thoughts into that writing. There's something about that in that book for you. And I don't remember the book very well. I'm just being told for you to read it.
Yeah, well, I think,
Yeah.
I sort of, well, metaphysics has always interested me, and so writing something about that would be,
Good. Well, does that resonate what I was
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Okay, good.
Yeah. Except that I thought about doing that on a beach in Baja.
That's funny.
He's such a smart aleck, isn't he?
He is.
right.
Well, water's the key, and what I'm hearing.
It'll be near the water.
And let me tell you, the specific is what I'm hearing is that your energy connects with water. So water is almost like a conduit for that free flowing material. It's like it helps open your channel up. It's like a conduit of it. And as a matter of fact, when I do paranormal investigations, because I've been ghost hunting for like 10 years, whenever we're around water, the activity is definitely more active. So there is some real science behind that free flowing water that opens up that channel and opens up that other realm. So, but I'm hearing that you in particular really connect with it. You just probably weren't aware of it.
I've always lived near water too. It's really
You were
interesting.
drawn to it. That's really cool.
Well, the water's calling, and you got to leave now. We have another. We have Cindy to come in, and I hope you enjoyed your time here,
Yeah.
Mark.
It was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
So, all right. I
you.
gotta book a flight to Baja.
yeah, you do. That's
Or at
so
least
good.
you better be putting your jacket together for your book. At least I'd
Yeah.
be doing that.
Oh, I got some thoughts about that
All
already.
right.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
right,
take
I
your headset
appreciate
off.
it. Thank
All
you.
right, we're going
Thanks,
to
Mark.
take another commercial break real fast, and then we'll get our next guest in. And Jessica, don't you breathe. You're good. You're doing great.
You are,
okay?
Jesse. You are doing wonderful. Honestly, this is just incredible. I mean, just to be able to be in this place, wonderful. We'll be right back. We are back with Beth Peters, the psychic to the world here. Name the stars.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Hey, how are you? Good. How are you? Come on in. You can have a seat. And you're not Cindy. You're a new one here.
Yes,
Cindy's.
she'll be after me.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
If we have time, but maybe we could try to squeeze it. We have extra time now anyway, so
we do? Okay,
yeah,
good.
we do. How are you?
Good, how are you?
What's your name?
Leah.
Leah. All right, and this is Beth, and we have Jessica on the Skype here. She's our Padawan in the making, and has she just been doing wonderful though? I mean, it's normal. I mean, to be able to pull in because she's just tapping into it.
She
but I
is.
think your specific advice that you're giving her on what to do are you finding that reassuring, Jessica?
Yes. Yeah, it's helping a bunch. I just got to get over my fears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it's a fear thing, I think, still.
Well, listen, I'm still afraid. I never stop. I mean, you're not going to stop. That's healthy, okay? But practice, repetition, and building those psychic muscles and getting those confirmations is going to build your confidence up. And what you're doing is you're building a testimony, your own, bio, I would say, your own testimony of hits. And so, like when we're done today, what I want you to do is really journal and write all the successes that you had out of this little mini lesson. And keep track of those and go back and read on those, and you'll see where you're growing instead of looking at things that you think you did wrong. And let me tell you, serving, one of the hardest things about serving is putting yourself aside, because you're always serving from a higher perspective. So you being right or wrong doesn't matter. That's not even a choice. What's more important is that you're just giving what you get. Okay? You don't have to put it a certain way. You breathe, relax. You're literally just a conduit, a tool. Okay? So, the less ego in it, and ego doesn't mean you're stuck up. That's ego. People have a wrong conception of what ego is.
Gotcha.
Less ego means less me. Pull yourself
me.
out of it. Yes. Okay?
Are very, very hard to do.
It
That's one
is.
thing you always feel like you have to put yourself out there, you
Right.
know, or into it.
Right.
So that's going to be something I have to work on.
Well,
So.
with practicing, you will, and you're going to get comfortable. I can already feel it. You're gonna be. I can tell in a month we're not even going to recognize you.
Ooh,
In a month.
Look at that.
Especially
That's exciting.
especially if you do your homework that I'm going to give you at the end. Okay.
But too,
All right.
All right. So, Leah, do you have any specific questions by any chance that you
I
need
want to
answered?
know about children and career.
Children and career.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jessica, I want you just to center yourself, and I want you to just set your intentions and go up and ask what she just asked, and then go from there.
I don't know. I see comedy with her for some reason. She's funny, and that's one of the things that I see is comedy. That you're looking to get into something, and people find you really funny, and that's something that you should try to go for. Is doing what you like to do, and that's make people laugh, you know, and make people feel good about themselves. And I do see children, but I'm not pulling any cards or anything either, so I'm just going by what you
Good.
told me.
Good.
So, but children,
How many children?
not right now though.
Okay.
I don't see them right now. I see her working on her goals, and part of her goals is finding herself in what she likes to do. And I just keep getting comedy, laughing, you know, going to comedy clubs and trying to do something on that level. That's just what I get.
Okay. Ask her if any of that resonates.
Does any of that resonate with you at all?
I mean, I think I'm funny, but I don't think comedy club, maybe.
Have you thought about doing something like that though? I mean,
Not
getting out
about
there?
that, no.
Okay. Well, maybe that's something that you ought to try.
Yeah.
Maybe, yes.
Are you in the entertainment industry at all?
Hospitality.
Gotcha. So,
Okay.
see, that's where I wanted to coach you. So, you see how I asked her, is she in the entertainment industry at all? She's in hospitality. Now, do you
I
see
get-
where you got that?
I get
So,
it. That's why I get the happy
right. So, what I,
smile.
yes.
everything.
So, what I was going to push with you before we went to that edge was I was going to say, push yourself and be more specific. Why do you see her as a funny person? What job do you see her doing that would have those skills? Do you see what I'm saying? And you don't
Right.
necessarily have to get specific in hospitality, but you can get more centered, like she works with the public. She works with multiple people at one time. She's a multitasker. She has to use her humor to make people, you know, happy and laugh. And, you know, the customers are feeling good. You see what I'm saying? So, and
Until
I...
she keeps comfortable.
Yeah, and I actually, to push that further, I see you doing event planning.
That's exactly what I do.
Okay, all right. So that you see how we're pushing and how I got the event planning. So you just want to get more specific and less broad. So for her, the only thing that resonate with her is people think I'm funny, but you want to push that further into, and you did a little bit when you said comedy club, but what I'm getting from that is she actually is that funny. She just doesn't want to do a comedy club, but she is that funny. Do you see what I'm saying? So her gifts are lending to her event planning, and what she's doing is she's calming nerves. She's calming people that normally would be upset and nervous about an event, and she's killing them with kindness and with humor, and it's going to be all right. We're going to be fine. We can do this, you know. So, event planning is a very detail-oriented situation. You have to be a multitasker. Your mind has to be in so many different places. So you got to laugh, and if you don't, you're going to die. So, that's what I'm seeing with you. But I see you starting your own company in event planning, just so you know.
Yeah.
And I see that actually coming pretty quickly for you. And then just on children, for me, I'm seeing 2 children.
Okay.
2 kids, okay? And you don't have kids now, right?
No.
Okay, good, because I didn't see them. Okay, but I do see you having 2 kids, and I see it in like about 4 years.
Okay.
And so I'm seeing your event planning really, like you're really needing to build your business right now because you want it more or less running itself by the time you can focus on have children.
Right.
Okay. So does that resonate? Is that about right?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Do you have any questions about, so this is where I asked, do you have any questions about what I'm getting? Is there anything specific you want to ask about that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, all right. So, but it is on target, right?
Very, yes.
Okay. Okay. So, Jessica, do you have anything else for her before? Because we answered her questions. Do you have anything else?
She needs to reward herself more for the things that she does, and she really needs to do more for herself. I just keep getting reward yourself. Actually, I pulled the card too, so that's really weird for me. But yeah, just take care of yourself, and do some more things that make you feel good, and to keep you on that level that you need to be at to deal with all the functions of dealing with people, because I know that gets difficult to do if you don't take care of yourself. So that's what I get.
All right. Well, let me add to that real quick before we go to the next person. But from that, I'm going to piggyback, and this is what we call tandem readings. But what I got with that was that you still carry some self-doubt on your ability to do this, and that you need to celebrate, just like I told her to write down when she's doing things good. You need to celebrate your hits. You need to celebrate your good things. Like, instead of looking at an event as a big whole picture, look at it as the little places. Well, the food got out on time, and the entertainers were there on time, and okay, we need to work on the alcohol piece, but that's okay. We can do that next time.
Right.
And celebrate those little successes that say, hey, I killed it tonight. I did good. And build your testimony of yourself of how successful you are. And just pat yourself on the back, and don't listen to other people as much that want to derail you.
Right.
And build your confidence. And what I'm hearing is that there's no company going to be ran as good as your own. So the quicker you get out on your own, and the quicker you trust yourself is where that you're going to be the bomb.
Right.
And I'm seeing it's going to take you like really 4 years to solidify real good finances, confidence enough that where you could take 2 years off having babies, and you've got people that you trust to run things.
Right.
So, is that right?
That sounds about right. Yep.
Not a
Okay.
bad plan, huh?
No, not a bad plan.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
good.
You want to see if Cindy will come in?
Yep, we'll
All right.
do.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I think the fact that when Jessica picks up like comedy, I mean, that's hard to kind of say no, it's not happening, right?
Right.
Because now she might not have tuned in to like where you're tuning in, but that was the nice general broad part of it where she's coming in. So she's almost coming into her own as we're
Yeah,
hearing, right?
absolutely, we are. I can tell you're even just in the show. You're starting to learn and pick up on some things now. Is there anything specific that you feel like you've learned just for now from the show right now? What do you think you've learned so far?
Being more specific, and taking myself out of it is I'm still having problems with that. You said practice makes perfect, so I'll just keep practicing.
Right.
But thank you.
You're welcome.
It's coming a long way.
And you know what? I'd like to challenge you to say that it's not a problem. So don't affirm that it's a problem. Say I'm getting more and more confident with removing myself and letting spirit lead the reading. So it's not a problem. You're getting more confident. So do you see what I'm saying? And this is where, United Intentions comes in with the power of intentions. You always want to say and see and visualize where you're going instead of what your problem is. Right, Tim?
Absolutely, and that makes all the difference, really.
Yeah.
Almost with everything that you do. So we're going to have one last person here, and her name's Cindy. And I know I probably have a slew of questions on Facebook, which you're not going to be able to get to today,
I'm so
and on
sorry.
Spreaker. But we will be back on Monday, and we'll be able to have a different type of scenario. But today was our chance to show and experience our Psychic in the Making program, and seeing everything in action, which has just been, I think, just incredible. But we will get to you all, and I know there's some Skype callers who are calling in. We're sorry we're not going to be able to get to you here. But Cindy, you're the last of the Mohegans, so I'll let you take it off. Take it from there, Beth.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I'll let her lead.
Hi, Jessica.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
I do. I have been caregiving for many years for my family, And I'm just curious if I should be serving in a bigger capacity.
Okay. If, do you want to go ahead for a minute so I can try to?
Oh, well, okay. I'm actually seeing, okay. You've served your entire life, not just for your family, is what I'm seeing. That you're a natural born server, and actually, I am too, and I'm relating to you. And it's kind of everywhere you go, friends, family, everything you're serving. So you're not necessarily looking for that outlet, but it finds you. But I will tell you that I see you involved with hospice. And I see you helping others pass over and helping families deal with that. So I'm not sure if that's something you've ever thought about, but I can see you being that angel. Is that come to your mind before?
Yes, it has. Yeah.
Okay. Could talk closer here. It has?
Yes, it has.
Okay. And is that something you'd like to go ahead and pursue? Because I'm seeing there's no time like now.
Yeah. Well, actually, I have my mom in hospice living with us right now.
Right. Well, there you go. So, you know, what's beautiful about the fact that you've been taking care of your family is that you've had the firsthand experience of learning. So now you can go and share those gifts. And that's what I'm hearing that you're going to do. But that's just one of the things you're going to continue to serve with. I see you volunteering and doing that quite often, actually, you know, probably several times a month. In engaging that. But I'm also seeing you serve in other capacities. And I'm seeing something with animals. Do you serve with animals as well? Some type of, like, I don't know if it's a foundation or if it's saving money for them or, you know, bidding
Yeah,
for
very,
money.
Yeah, I'm very attracted to animal energy, I guess. I'm very in tune with animals.
Okay. Are you in cats in particular? Big cats like tigers and lions, like big cats?
No.
Wow.
Mostly dogs.
Dogs mainly?
Yeah,
I see
but
you.
I haven't. Yeah.
You know, that's okay because I love
Tony
dogs.
Montana
But
we got here.
I see you taking a trip somewhere, like I don't know where. I'm going to say maybe in the African region, but I see you actually coming face to face with some large cats, and you being able to connect with them and actually read them. That's what I'm seeing with you. But I'm also seeing you as a fundraiser, and that you're able to have funds, and you're able to solicit funds and help foundations with money in particular. And so I'm seeing that spin off with animals. So does she do that?
No, not at all. No.
No. Do you? Is that in your past or in your?
I have. Yeah. I've yes. Volunteered for many organizations where I've ended up having to raise money. And
Okay, all right. Well, I'm seeing tapping into that for animals is going to be really good for you. But I see you doing some sort of lion rescue. I'm just saying, some sort of large animal rescue
Okay.
organization and raising funds for it. Okay. So when it pats you on your door, knocks on your door later, you'll know where it came from. Okay. All right. So let's let Jessica take a crack.
Okay, I got actually for your first card was, I don't know if you can see that.
See only love.
They see only love. You see
Yes.
see only love in people, and you try to look at the best in everybody, and you open yourself up and try to give that same love back to everyone.
Yes.
There, and then I also got what you're focusing on. For some reason, I get that there's nothing to worry about. That you've been worried
Yes.
that if that's the right thing, and it is, because your next card is go for it.
Oh.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So what?
I love the
The thing-
unicorn.
Yeah, I was supposed to say the same thing. That unicorn is you. I just was about to say that. Wow, that was perfect.
Yeah, it actually kind of looks like her too. Look at
Yeah,
this.
it does. Look at that. It's you. It's your card.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't a
So
cat I
nice.
was seeing. It was a unicorn.
Save the unicorns.
Yeah, save the unicorns. We'll get you a T-shirt. Save the unicorns.
So I just keep getting that you should just keep going for what you want to do, and not let anything stop you from that. You know, feeling down about things that have happened with patients, like the people that you work with. I see that you really have nothing to worry about. Everything's going to be in your favor.
Okay.
That's,
And I
but
believe
that's
that.
what- yeah,
Good.
So,
Good.
Yeah.
that's what I get.
Yeah.
Do you
Well, thank you.
do you have any questions for her about what she got?
Not really.
Okay.
No, it all makes sense, really, for
It
what's
does.
going on in my life right now.
Good. Good.
thank you.
And did you notice how she said patience? Mm-hmm. You know why she said that, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're going to be working with those people. Yeah,
Does anything,
exactly.
Does anything resonate with her with the Twilight Brigade? Because we have a Twilight Brigade, which is probably the best hospice training going on this weekend.
This
That-
weekend, seriously?
Or no, the 9th to whatever. Daniel Brinkley's organizer. We're involved. GHS is involved in it, but it's the most compassion in action program for people who are wanting to get into hospice care.
Absolutely.
Does that
she
resonate?
needs to do that.
All right.
Does that resonate with you?
I don't know if it's this weekend. I have to find out, but it's I think September 9th
Yeah.
or something. But
Absolutely.
it's something like I was just connecting the dots that because it's here in town in Duluth. They're doing the 3-day program. So
Absolutely.
So,
Well, you're very gifted with this, and I'm hearing that you're such an angel, that you're just really that living angel for the family. And you have this natural gift of just engulfing this room with love, nothing but love, light. I see a lot of yellow light around you, and you just fill the room with it. And so everybody, when this moment comes, people are at peace. There's no questions. Everything is all right.
Yeah, it is. It's
So
all
that's what I'm
perfect.
saying. Yeah. So that's good.
wow, that's great. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Thank you.
So we do have we have to close it out here shortly, but I did want to do a little bit of process this time, and you're welcome to stay. You don't have to leave. Let's process a little bit with Jessica, and then we'll hang up with her, and then we'll process a little bit you and I real quick.
Absolutely.
All right.
So, Jessica, I really want to encourage you to find. I'm going to give you some homework, and what I want you to do is, do you have some family and friend members that you do trust to practice with? Do you
Yeah,
have
I
that?
have.
Okay. So what I'd like you to do is I want you to practice some basics of readings, and some of the very basic fundamentals is sending and receiving. So I want you to do some phone practice where you'll set up a time and you can. It's basic stuff, but it's like you're going to ask the person on the other end of the phone to send you a shape, okay? And it's just a normal geometric shape, but have them send you a shape. And have them send it right to your third eye, your forehead, and then I want you to be in a place of receiving. Because one of the places that I see you improving on, and notice how I said improving on, is receiving, being open to receive. I want you to see that third eye open and actually able to receive what you're getting. So then you're going to give that person feedback, and you're going to say what this shape is. Okay. Now, this is the beauty of learning how to not be discouraged. So let's say the person sent you a square, but you got a triangle. The triangle is not completely wrong because you saw the sharp edges, you saw the lines, and you saw. Do you see what I'm saying? You saw that part. Now, if you had given them a circle. That's a stretch. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to celebrate your hits. I want you to celebrate those details. And I think when you're doing these games back and forth, it's going to open up those details. But then I want you to turn the tables, and I want you to send the shape and actually them receive it. Okay? Now that one is not as important as you receiving. That's the practice I really want you to do. You can also do this with colors. So, and it's the same scenario. If they send you, let's say, orange and you got red, do you see what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah.
If you got blue, that wasn't right. That's okay. Try again. But do you see what I'm saying? So I want you to practice receiving this week. Every single day, test yourself and receive. And then also in the mornings, to connect up here with your spiritual team every single morning. Ask them to send you something during the day so you'll know it's them, that they're actually communicating with you. Ask them what it is, and the first thing that comes to your mind is what they're gonna show you. For me, when I started doing this, one time I was told I was going to see a blue triangle, which ironic, it was a shape, and I was like, "Well, that's silly. How in the world am I going to see that?" And sure enough, I let it go. The trick is let it go. Don't worry about it anymore. Give it a timeline. Say by 4:00 today. And sure enough, I ran into one of the biggest blue triangles I could have ever seen at like 3:55. And I wasn't thinking about it. And I was like, are you kidding me? So, where it lies is to be lighter with yourself, have a sense of humor. Your guides love to play and have a sense of humor with you. So that's going to help you open up to receiving and also receiving details. They're very good. This is teamwork. You're not doing this all by yourself. And they have to have you to do it, and you have to have them to do it, okay? So practice connecting every day and do this sending and receiving every day for a week until we talk again, okay?
Okay. That's
All right.
exciting.
Good. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jessica.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right. Listen,
welcome.
we'll,
It
we'll,
was
we'll,
nice seeing you too. You're so cute.
we'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.